Here we have the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma. This one comes in a double cab configuration in celestial silver, and then we have black fabric interior. Now this one is an SR trim, so pretty basic, but still a lot on here. Powertrain consists of a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's made it to the 8-speed automatic transmission. So the transmission that we've seen in the newer Highlanders right before this came out. But as we come to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps. And a nice look there. Really like the front end design. I didn't think I was gonna feel it at first, but it looks like the older Tacoma while still having its own kind of redesigned flair to it. These are 17-inch alloy wheels. And if you're curious about the parts content, how the vehicle is made, there you go. And we do have power windows here. One-touch automatic up and down, all 4 doors. Power door lock controls, power mirrors, rear window lock. Pretty good storage capability in the door panel here with this to be a smaller truck. Hood latches here. We do have a manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And then here is our manual driver's seat with power lumbar support. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So behind that seat there, this is my space, but not terrible. It's a smaller mid-size crew cab truck, so it's what I'd expect. Pretty much similar in the Ranger, Colorado, Canyons, all of that. There's a view of the front from back here. 12 volt. I am impressed we have an LED dome light back here. That's interesting. And I like that we have the hooks behind if you want to hang a uniform or something in the back. It's a pretty neat feature. And then we can also store a little bit underneath the seats themselves here. So just very good capability here, I think. Gas cap. Now as we come around to the back end, we do get LED tail lamps. Quick look underneath the vehicle. There's a spare tire. And then we have the liner there in the actual bed of the truck. But the rear end styling, I love how they did that. Just did a really good job with this truck. Now before we check out the front passenger seat, huge shout out to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But sticker price $37,094. There's that front passenger seat. Lockable glove compartment here with owner's manuals. Storage up top here. USB-C charge port right in there. But now to what most people have been complaining about. Let's go ahead and take a look at this engine. So there's that 2.4 turbocharged 4-cylinder. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So vinyl wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Now over to the radio, pretty simple. You have to have that navigation subscription to use that, but you do have your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility along with AM, FM, and XM radio. Vehicle settings are there. And then in your general settings, you can go through here, change your date and time or your language and units right in there. Backup camera's there. Pretty good picture, and the guidelines do follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then your volume knob, turn up, turn down. We do get the single zone manual climate controls. We can adjust fan direction, temperature, and I like that it gives you a knob as well. And then AC toggle, fan speed. You can cut the whole system off by hitting the button. Hazards. Now, down in here, we do have room to hold the phones while you charge them, 2 USB-C charge ports and a 12 volt. And then the shifter, reverse neutral drive. And then you can manually shift from the shifter there. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Automatic brake hold there. And then bottle holders. Center console cubby space. There's a view of the back seat from up here. Very impressed with the LED lights throughout. Sunglasses holder. Don't have a mirror on this SR. But quick run through of the steering wheel, blinkers, high beams, flash, auto, daytime running lights off. And then over here we have our intermittent wipers, one time off, intermittent low, high. We can adjust that intermittent frequency here, pull up here for the front wiper fluid. And then Bluetooth button, volume, voice recognition, and these arrows here, this OK button, and then these arrows can help us go through the digital gauge cluster here in the middle. So quite a bit that you can look at if you want to. Tire pressure sensors, traction monitor, pitch and roll. So quite a bit that you can configure. And then all of your Safety Sense 3.0 is over here. Lane keep system with the adaptive cruise. You can toggle all of that. I do like how you can change the mode here just by clicking this button, and then gap adjust there. And this is for your audio sources if you want to go through those different modes there. And then you can go through the track list or radio station presets right down there. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob. And next it's time to go ahead and take this 2024 Tacoma out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the 24 Tacoma here. Pretty good pickup from the 2.4 4-cylinder. Of course, it's turbocharged, so that helps. But the 8-speed automatic does a great job pairing with this engine and just making it very seamless to get up to speed, so on and so forth. We're gonna take it on the interstate here and test out the safety suite. Now the ride itself, I like. It's not overly smooth, but it's also not overly rash. It does make you feel the road, and it's kind of what I want from a mid-size truck. I want to be able to kind of feel what's going on here. But I'm going to test out the safety suite here. One thing I can say is it is so hard to activate this and get it right. And it could be me, but it's I don't know. It's just weird. But once you get it going, it's a very good system. So with this having Safety Sense 3.0, you have to make sure this is activated, and then the adaptive mode is activated. Then you have the lane following assist along with the adaptive cruise control, and of course you can adjust the gap here. But overall, once you get to cruising in this thing, ride quality is very good. It just takes bumps a little harsher than you would expect, because when it's not taking bumps, it does pretty well. And again, this is all taken with a grain of salt. It doesn't ride like a Buick or a Mercedes by any means, but for a pickup truck, a mid-size pickup truck, it's about on par with the Colorado and the Ranger. I'm gonna get off here, turn around, and then give it a nice pull. But the wind, the sound acoustics in here are pretty good. It's definitely muted by the windows, but especially on a windy day like today, I can hear it, but it's not very loud, if that makes sense. I can just hear it being deadened by the windows and whatnot. Now, even with this vinyl steering wheel, I do like how everything feels. the shifter, everything, even with this more basic interior, everything still feels pretty nice for a base model truck. And we're gonna put our foot into it. So very good acceleration, of course. It's turbocharged 4-cylinder. But driving dynamics, again, this does feel like a mid-sized truck. So everything from the steering feel to the acceleration, everything makes sense with this. It's just a little different compared to what we're used to with the V6 and naturally aspirated 4-cylinders that we're used to having in all the mid-sized trucks, whether it's the Ranger, the Tacoma. I think the Frontier still has that naturally aspirated V6, but the Colorado and Cayenne especially. Now for the money, a little under $38,000, not a bad price for this, I think, if you compare it to everything else that's on the market. In terms of just mid-sized trucks, and even the trucks like the Maverick, the Santa Cruz, I feel like this SR, especially with the safety system, is pretty well equipped. And then having everything that comes with the infotainment system, it's just a good truck for the money, I think. And if it holds the reliability as the outgoing Tacomas, this will definitely be the truck to beat in terms of the overall package. Now, I'd like to give another big thank you to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this truck today. And it's definitely something you should put on your list if you're in the market for a Colorado, a Cayenne, a Ranger. And after driving the new Colorado and Canyons and then driving this, I can't wait to drive the Ranger and then just see which one of these is the new mid-sized truck champion. But as of now, it's still pretty close. I feel like, and this is the SR trim too, but I've driven the Canyons and the Colorados. I like the driving dynamics just a bit better in those. And I also like the overall interior of those better than this. But I've only seen the base model SR in the Tacoma, and I've seen pretty much everything in the Cayenne and Colorado. So I'll try to review a higher trim and then kind of go from there on my opinion. But right now, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Toyota Tacoma in the SR trim level.